Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video to show you how to set up your ThinkOrSwim platform so that it looks clean like my charts. Um, so I reset everything to default, and your ThinkOrSwim, when you load it up, should look pretty much just like this. Um, so basically, I'm just going to work from the left-hand side and just kind of work through it. Over here, I'm just going to cut out Trader TV. In my opinion, you don't need to watch that stuff. It's mostly junk. You have a quick chart up here. I'd highly recommend putting VIX in your quick chart. And let's scoot this out a little bit so we can adjust the date and time. I like putting my VIX chart on the 15-minute. I like just to see which way VIX is trending. As you can see, VIX was trending up and the market was trending down on Friday. So VIX is a very useful indicator to help you understand where the market is going. So we'll just put VIX in here. Let's see, what else do we want over here? The cool thing about ThinkOrSwim is you can add all these gadgets. So if there's other charts you want to have quickly available, for example, maybe you want to look at Apple, you can also put Apple in here and you have it on the 15-minute because Apple is also a market leader. So when Apple is trending down, it really tends to take the market with it. And if you look at Friday, you can see when Apple was trending down, so was the market, and VIX was trending up, market was trending down. Okay, so if you want to have those two there, you might add a second watch list to watch. I actually have the ones that I trade and my ETFs that I like to look at. Now, when we're looking at the chart and actually looking at these charts as well, there are different styles that I use. I have my styles for my internals and I have styles for looking at everything else. And what that is just a way of cleaning up this chart. So if I were to put this onto internals, you can see how that chart just kind of got darker, or there's no checkered stuff in the background. That's the kind of stuff we're going to fix right now. So let's go ahead and do it up here. We're going to go to chart settings, and I'm just going to click through each box to make sure I find everything. I don't like showing the last price bubble. It gets in my way. I think everything else here is okay. Yep. Price access. I don't like fitting my studies and my markers just because sometimes the studies that you're using may mess up the proportions of the chart, and if you want to look for it, you can kind of zoom out on a higher time frame. But like we say, when we were talking about what moves price, if you've watched that video of mine, then the only thing that matters to us is what price is doing right now. The shoulds or the where it might go. I mean, they're good for setting targets and stuff like that, but in reality, the thing we want to be really paying attention to when we're looking at the chart is what is happening now. So if the study doesn't fit inside your time frame, then it's not relevant to the trade that you're looking at doing. I like to have the expansion area. If the market or the stock you're looking at is trending up, I like to have 20% up and 10% down. It just allows me to see a little bit more. I get rid of the left axis. It's actually not showing up here, but if it were showing up, it would just duplicate all of these numbers on the left-hand side. You have them on the right-hand side, so I don't get why you'd want that. It just takes up space. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Now on time axis, the thing I want to change, I like to add, I like to see into the future a little bit. If you're looking at this chart, you can see, price, where's price going? Like over here, it's hard to kind of paint that picture in your head because there's nothing to look at, right? So if we just add 30 bars. I'm going to hit apply so you see it gives us all this space to kind of think about, where price will move in this time, right? Favorite time frames. I hate the 1 minute time frame. I think it's trash, to be honest with you. The 1 minute time frame is one buyer, one seller can totally change the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So if you're trading off the one time frame, those patterns and the channels and the support and resistance that you're finding, in my opinion, are really garbage. So I'm going to delete that one. 5 minute, I like 5 minute. I think that's where price starts to make sense. Higher time frames are stronger though. I also want to add another time frame that's not even given to you here. Let's go ahead and make it 20 years and a month. Okay, add that. So we have our monthly, our weekly, our daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute. Okay, that all looks good. Let's go to appearance. So sometimes I use this study that I will actually give you guys, so I'm not going to worry about that, but candle trend just kind of shows you the trend within each candle, whether it's bullish or bearish. So if you're going to change your chart type, I would keep it on candle or candle trend. But if you don't change candle trend, I have it on candle trend on my mobile app because I don't like the study that I use that does a similar thing. But on the the computer, on the platform here on ThinkOrSwim, the way I'm looking at it now, I do leave this on candle and I add a study. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that the way it is. Now, when we are looking at equities, we want to see that extended hours trading, and we want to highlight it so that we can recognize that that's not the regular trading hours, especially if you're trading options. None of the stuff that you see during extended hours is relevant to you because you can't open or close a trade. Options don't trade outside of regular trading hours. But this time, it's maximum data. It gives you more information, so it helps you understand where price was trying to go after hours or before market, which can help you make trading decisions during regular trading hours. So you want to make sure that this is highlighted and shown. Okay. And we don't really need to worry about these three, actually. I mean, if you want to do futures, you can do the same kind of thing, highlight extended hours. And that, okay, back under appearance, this is what I had missed. I want to turn off the grid. I don't like the grid. If you like the grid, go for it. But for me, it's just more lines that kind of get in the way of what I'm trying to look at. So I get rid of the grid, and I hit OK. And down here, you guys see that we have volume, but it doesn't tell us what kind of volume it is, if it's buying or selling. So one thing I would recommend doing is you right-click on your chart and go to Studies, Edit Studies, and we're going to add volume average. So I just typed in the word volume and AV, and then it pops up. Okay, and when we're going to add selected, and when it pops up into the lower, just hit this up arrow so it pops into our volume and it replaces this blue volume that tells us nothing. So our sell volume is going to be red, and our buy volume, make sure it's green. There's also this plot that shows you the average volume, which I actually have turned off. In my opinion, it really doesn't matter if the volume is average or not. If it's causing price to move, that's what's happening. So you should go ahead and accept it. Obviously, greater volume you can take more seriously, or you can maybe put more faith into. But you should be able to see that. I mean, if you're looking down at those blue bars right now, you can clearly see the days that were well above average, right? So I don't think that this plot is necessary for you to be able to identify it, but if you want it, go ahead and click it. Okay, so I'm going to apply that, and woo, now we have an idea of the kind of volume that was happening during each of these candles. I want to go ahead and add one more study, the one I was talking about earlier, which is Ttm Trend, right here. We're going to add that study, and it's going to fit into our price because it's a price action study. We're going to go to the settings over here. We're going to make sure our globals are red and green. I'm pretty sure when you guys load this up, it's going to be red and blue. If you like buy candles being blue, leave it, go for it. It's your chart that you have to look at every day. For me, selling, buying, selling, buying. Very easy for my brain to think that way, so that's the way I have it set up. We're going to hit OK. We're going to apply that, and now you can see that our candles have changed color. And what this basically tells us is what the trend is within that candle, whether it's bullish or bearish consolidation. And it helps us predict what the next move will be. If the candles are green, the trend is up. And if the candles are red, the trend is down. When the candles turned red, then you have one green candle over here, but then they turned red again, and then another green candle. But when they turned red, the trend was weakening, or just becoming a little bit more bearish, and then it started heading down. When candles, after this move was completed, and price started to head back up, and the candles started turning green, and they were breaking resistance over here. You see that? We have a resistance level. If you watch my support and resistance videos, then you have an understanding of what I'm showing you here already. But even if not, you can see that when price came back up, candles started turning green, we started holding this resistance that became support, price moved up. Okay, so it's just a helpful study to help you see what price is doing, what it wants to do. All right, so now that we've cleaned up our charts a lot, we have all these time frames and everything looks nice and clean, we want to make sure we save the style. So I would save this style as normal, okay? I just call it my normal style, and whenever I was loading into a chart or loading into a new setup or whatever, I would just adjust my style to this normal. And if there are any settings you want to change, you make a new style, and then you can switch back and forth between those styles to help accommodate whatever you're looking at. All right, I've already got mine saved, so I'm not going to do that here. Let me just make sure. Let me look at chart setting. Yeah, that's where we were. Cool. All right, so hopefully now your charts look quite a bit cleaner, and yeah, you're all set up and ready to start looking at the market. So have a great day. I hope that helped, and I'll see you all next time.